Hi! This is my first proper YouTube video and the idea for it just kind of came out of nowhere. Over the last 2 weeks I've just been watching a lot of Barbie movies, like a lot. And at first I didn't know why. And then midway through I was like, wait a minute. I need to tell the world. I need to tell the world my opinions on Barbie movies. That's what YouTube's missing. And you know what? I was right. I was so right. I've watched the first 30 Barbie movies. If you didn't know, there are 45 Barbie movies so far. And basically, we are going from 2001 to 2015, which means you could be like 30 and hold nostalgia for one of these movies, or you could be like 10 and hold nostalgia for one of these movies. So today we're ranking... Did I mention that we're doing that? Today we're ranking the first 30 Barbie movies. I'm either going to title this like ranking the first 30 Barbie movies or like ranking all the Barbie movies part 1, and that's because if I get 500 likes, on this video, I'm going to watch the last 15 Barbie movies and I'm going to rank those too. So stay tuned, like and subscribe if you want to see that. Please keep in mind, none of these movies are bad. I did not like sit here and watch a single movie and be like, yeah, that was horrible, that was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I think these are all good movies. All of them. Every single one. It's just that some of them I liked more and some of them I liked less. And that's just personal preference. So, if there's a movie on this list that you think was ranked a little bit too low, please don't hang me at the gallows. Please do not jail me for my crimes. Just, like, move on with your life. It's just my opinion. I respect everyone's opinion on these movies, because like I said, these are all good. These are all good movies. These all had aspects to them where I watched them and I was like, yeah, this could be someone's favorite Barbie movie, and I would not judge them for it. At number 30, we have Barbie in the Pink Shoes. Now this movie follows a ballerina named Kristen, who is like quirky. She's quirky and she's different, and she wants to make up her own moves when doing her ballet showcase. And her instructor's kind of like, yeah, you can do that, but like, you won't get high marks. You probably won't make it into being a professional ballerina. It's just not going to go that well for you. So she gets given a pair of magic pink shoes that transport her and her stylist to a magical ballet world where she has to dance through, like, all of her favorite ballets are, like, real and they're happening. They have Giselle, they have Swan Lake, and there's probably another one, but I don't remember it. I just wasn't crazy about this movie. I just thought it was really boring. I did not care for it, and I think a part of that is that I just don't like ballet. I've never sat down and watched a ballet all the way through and been like, yeah, I'm engaged, and I think this is really fun and good. But I feel like if I was a person who liked ballet, I would really like this movie. Unfortunately, I'm just not. It's really... And like, I imagine that there are going to be people watching this video who are like, oh yeah, I love ballet and this is my favorite Barbie movie. Or like, this is like in my top 3. Yeah, that makes sense. It's not bad. I liked it. Just didn't love it, you know? Just was really boring. I was so bored the whole time. And the message of the movie, I feel like, was a bit confused. Because, like, the moral of the movie, like, is like, oh yeah, Kristen really should be making up her own moves. That's unique. That's cool. That's special. Like, that's what's gonna make her stand out in ballet. And it's like, that's just objectively not how ballet works. I don't even know shit about ballet and I know that. So, I just found that a bit, I don't know. There was a couple things I liked about it. I really liked the 2 guy characters they had. One of them was like a cow wrangler, a cow hand, a cow guy, a cowboy. He milks cows, and the other one's like a prince, and they're both fighting over Kristen, and they're just really comically stupid. I really liked them. I thought they were really fun.
I'm not getting married. I'm only 17.
17? Better late than never, my sweet. You don't look a day over 16.
But other than that, I just wasn't that into it. I do have the Kristen doll from Barbie and the Pink Shoes. She doesn't have her top on. I thrifted her. I haven't cleaned her hair either. She looks a bit crazy. But she has like a transforming gimmick. I'll show you. I'll put the mic down. Ready? I think that's really cool. I would really like to have her clothes. So if you have like her top and her necklace and her tiara, DM me on Twitter and I'll buy it off you. So yeah, I just didn't care for it. It was boring. I'm sorry. Number 29 is Barbie and Princess Power. Now this one follows a princess named Kara, and she gets kissed by a butterfly who is like infused with superpowers. Because she got kissed by the butterfly, she gets superpowers. She becomes a superhero named Super Sparkle, which I think is a really good superhero name. I really like that. I would pick that. I would pick that if I got superpowers. Similar to Pink Shoes, I just really wasn't into it. I just thought it was really boring. I thought the animation was bad, and I thought that the Ken in this movie was really annoying, and like he's not like nice. He like leaks Super Sparkle's secret identity, and she gets in trouble with her family. Her cousin Corinne is like, "Boo, I want to be a superhero. I want to be a superhero too. Kara can't be special. She's too special. I don't like her." She also gets superpowers, and she's just like annoying and rude and a bitch. I don't like her. I put it above Pink Shoes because there was this little clip of a caterpillar walking up a branch in the beginning of the movie, and I was like, yeah, I fuck with that. It's really well animated. I really liked how it was animated. It was like satisfying. It was like how kids watch those baby sensory videos. I could just watch that caterpillar walk up that branch forever and be like, yeah, good content. Other than that though, not really into it. Number 28 is Barbie and her sisters in a ponytail. Now this is about Barbie and her sisters, funnily enough. And they ride horses. Not ponies, horses. I guess like a ponytail was better than like a horse's tail as a title. Whatever. It's not my hang up. But this movie follows Barbie and her sisters going to Aunt Millicent's horse riding academy, and they have to compete in dressage, in racing, and in other stuff that I forgot about, so they can help keep Aunt Millicent's horse academy open. And also along the way, Barbie finds like a magical pink and white sparkly horse, and she's like really into it. She loves it. And that's just the whole plot of the movie. Now, I thought the animation for this movie was really good. I thought that the kind of like enemies to lovers storyline with Skipper and her like posh horse rider boyfriend was really cool. I liked that. And there were a couple jokes in the movie that I thought landed really well and were really funny. But other than that, I just did not care. And I think a part of that is it's similar to Pink Shoes in the way that I don't love horses. I've never really liked horses that much. I've only ever ridden a horse twice, and one of those times, the horse stepped on my foot, and I like cursed its entire bloodline. I fully thought that this horse just had it out for me, had a vendetta against me, and hated me, and stood on my foot on purpose. Now, obviously, with the foresight of knowing that horses don't have complex human thoughts, like vengeance and hatred, I know that that wasn't her fault. She just happened to stand where my foot was. Sorry, horse. I don't remember your name, but you were my cousin's horse. I like My Little Pony. I like My Little Pony a lot. I have my pony collection just out of view. Maybe I'll like input a photo or a clip in this bit, but yeah, I like My Little Pony. Don't like horses. I just kind of wasn't enthused by this movie. I wasn't engaged. Wasn't clicking, viewing, and engaging. What was my point here? Oh yeah, I like the dolls. I like the dolls that came with this movie, and I would like to have one day. I don't really have a lot to say about Barbie and her sisters in a ponytail. It's just like there. And if you're like a horse girl, I'm sure you love this movie. But I'm not. I was never a horse girl. I don't have horses, I have chickens. I have chickens. I'm a chicken girl. For number 27, we have Barbie: A Perfect Christmas. Now, I thought this movie was really charming and cute. I really did. In this movie, Barbie and her sisters are supposed to travel up to New York to see their family for Christmas, but they get stuck in Minnesota. I'm just kidding. I've never been to America. I don't know if Minnesota is cool. I don't know if Minnesota is good. If you're from Minnesota watching this, I'm sure Minnesota's just as good as New York. I just haven't been. I probably never will. Press like if you're from Minnesota, or from New York, or from Texas. Shout out Texans. Shout out if you're from Arizona. Shout out if you're from California. Shout out if you're from Milwaukee. Shout out if you're from Canada. That's not an American state, I just want Canadians to feel included. But I liked this movie, I thought it was really cute. I thought the animation was really bad, but like in a really charming kind of way. And I really liked the song Skipper wrote at the end of the movie. And I also really liked her, I just really liked Skipper. I also just really liked Skipper, because she was like characterized as like a moody teenager who like blogs and writes music. And I just thought that was really cute. I like that she was like a blogger. I like that she was like an influencer, but like not in a cringy way. I watched this movie in March, and that's not really the time for a Christmas movie. So that's maybe why I wasn't like totally enthused about this, but I did still like it. Also, Barbie and the owner of the lodge that they stay in had this like chemistry. They had this tension. Like every time they were on screen together, I was like, are they gonna kiss? Can they kiss? Can I draw these two women kissing? Computer, pull up old woman Yuri. But no, they didn't kiss, and that disappointed me a little bit, but they should have. And Chelsea was really annoying in this movie, but I can forgive her. She's like 3. 3-year-olds are kind of annoying sometimes. I'm saying like I forgive her as if she's done wrongdoing. She's 3. That's kind of all I have to say about Barbie: A Perfect Christmas. It's nice. Maybe I'll flick it on in like December and like it more. We'll see how we go. Next up, number 26, we have Mariposa and the Fairy Princess. And in this movie, all I have for my notes for the plot is Mariposa visits the crystal fairies to fix fairy racism. Fails horribly. And I mean, she doesn't fail, but like she doesn't do that well. She gets there in the end, but she like has like a series of very clumsy accidents where she like maims the king several times. And I got such secondhand embarrassment whenever that happened. I was just like, every time Mariposa had like a clumsy accident where she accidentally was rude to the king or accidentally hurt the king, I was just like, oh, if that happened to me, I would kill myself. I would never recover. But she seemed fine. She got there in the end. She had like a cute little friendship with Princess Catania, the princess of the Crystal Fairies, and they were cute together. I like them. I would like to have their dolls one day. I find that these movies are really, really, really good advertisements for the dolls that they're selling. Because every time I finished a Barbie movie, I was like, I need to get me some of those dolls. I may or may not have like some 12 Dancing Princess dolls and some Thumbelina dolls on the way to me right now. I couldn't help it, guys. Guys. Smash like and subscribe if you want me to afford more Barbie movie dolls. Please. But yeah. I don't have like a ton to say about Mariposa and the Fairy Princess. It was good. It was like a fine enough sequel to Mariposa, despite being made so much later on. It was just like, kind of like in one ear out the other. It just didn't hold my attention too well. That's pretty much it. Actually, hold on, I have the DVD for this movie. I have Mariposa and the Fairy Princess on DVD twice, because I forgot I had it already and bought it again. So that's really silly. Whoa! It's that's really silly of me. I shouldn't have done that. But, this one has a pink case, so it's better. It's like a solid 3 out of 5. You'll find that a lot of these movies are like a solid 3 out of 5 or a 3.5 out of 5. That's just all I really have to say about them. Next up on my list, number 25, we have Barbie Rockin' Royals. This movie is about Princess Courtney and rock star Erica, and they are supposed to go to Camp Pop for Erica and Camp Royalty for Courtney, but there's like an admin error. Am I out of shot? Ow! There's like an admin error and they get switched around, but they end up really liking the camp they get sent to eventually and asked to stay. And I did not think I was gonna like this movie. I did really like it. I thought it was pretty cute. I did not think I was gonna like this movie because I heard it was all about like a cappella music. And I hate a cappella. I hate it so much. But you know what? It was cute. I liked it. They kind of served. They also kind of like uncover a plot to close one of the camps. Then they stop it, and it's fine. That's just kind of the plot of the movie. There is like this ginger princess character from Camp Royalty that I really liked. I just don't remember her name. I thought she was really funny and really cute. I love like a dumb ginger character. Not that I'm calling gingers dumb. That must be a horrible stereotype for you guys. I love like ginger characters. Like I love Midge from Life in the Dream House so much. She's just kind of like ditzy and silly and cute. And I also really like the romance between the two like head teachers of Camp Pop and Camp Royalty. I thought they were really cute, and I liked that like bringing them back together kind of like saved both the camps. I liked that they were just kind of like really bitter exes who ended on bad terms. I love them, they're so cute. Me and who? Me and who? This movie was cute. I liked it a lot. It just wasn't really that special. I feel like it was kind of like a spiritual successor, or like a pseudo sequel to Princess and the Pop Star, which is our number 24. Number 24, Princess and the Pop Star. This movie is about a princess named Tori and a pop star named Kira who both wish they had different lives. They meet each other eventually and swap lives because they like look similar. It's very Princess and the Pauper, but not as good. Not nearly as good. There's also like something about a diamond tree. There's like a tree with diamonds on it and it grows diamonds. There's something about that. I didn't care. They could have just done the switching lives thing. It's very similar to Rockin' Royals. It's like a cute movie, but it didn't really grab me. I wasn't that into it. I mean, I know this is a favorite for a lot of people. I know a lot of people love this movie, but like I'm not gonna disagree with you. It's good. It's good. It's just not. It didn't wow me. That's all. And I didn't grow up watching it, even though it did come out when I was a kid. Like I have like very vivid memories of walking around like the supermarket and seeing Princess and the Pop Star DVDs everywhere. And being like, oh, that looks good, I should watch that. And then I never did. So, I completely understand if this is your favourite. I just don't have a lot to say about it. They do a remake of To Be a Princess, a song from the Princess and the Pauper movie. It's like not as good, but a lot of people think it's kind of like shitting on the original, which I didn't think that. My thoughts on it weren't that extreme. I just thought it was like fine. It didn't offend me. So yeah, that's Princess and the Pop Star. Number 23, we have Barbie as the Pearl Princess. Barbie stars as a mermaid named Lumina, who's been ordered by her adopted aunt to like never leave the house. I wonder why that is. So one day, her aunt leaves to go and poison the king. She goes to the city to go and poison the king. And Lumina's like, wait, she left her invitation to the royal ball. She can't get in without this. I better give it to her. So she follows her all the way to the city, becomes a hairdresser because she has like magic. She has like pearl magic. She can like move pearls around with her mind and change their colors, which is really cute. And she uses it to become like a really good hairstylist, which I thought was really sweet. I really liked all the scenes of Lumina doing people's hair and like settling into a group of like hairstylist friends. I liked that a lot. In the end, it's like revealed that Lumina is actually the kingdom's like kidnapped princess, and that's why she could never leave her house. And her adopted aunt was actually supposed to kill her when she was a baby. She was like part of an assassination plot, but she kidnapped her instead because she was like, well, that's like marginally better than killing a baby. So she goes on to live with her like biological parents. Also like allows her adopted kidnapper aunt to live in the castle with her, which was nice enough. I mean, I don't know if kidnapping is like forgivable necessarily, even if she was supposed to murder you, but then didn't. But I really like the romance between the prince, who's like a massive dork and doesn't want to be like a royal, he wants to be a botanist. And I really like the romance between him and Lumina's hairstylist friend. I really liked the like hairstylist friend in general. She was really cute. She was really, really sweet. And I really like that, like, him being a botanist and loving flowers and loving plants came into like the solution of the film. And I think they were really cute together. Me and who? Like I said earlier, I thought all the scenes of Lumina working in the salon, like, making her way up, were really, really sweet, really, really cute. And I thought it was really funny that the dolphin had, like, anxiety. Lumina had, like, a dolphin friend. And she has, like, really bad anxiety. She's gotta get on Zoloft, girl. Is Zoloft an anxiety? She's gotta get on Xanax, girl. That's kind of all, that's Barbie and the Pearl Princess. That's kind of all I have. A lot of the movies in, like, this section are just, like, good but not memorable, so I don't have a ton to say about them. So anyway, next up, number 22 is Barbie and the Secret Door. This is about a princess named Alexa. She's kind of, like, shy and bookish, and she doesn't really want to do her royal duties, like give speeches or attend events or, I don't know, other stuff. What do princesses do? I don't know, I've never been one. Her cool grandma gives her like a magic book that opens up a doorway in her backyard where she's transported to a magical world. It's being like overrun by a evil like toddler. By an evil toddler who's stealing everyone's magic. Like there's a fairy and she had her wings taken away. There's a mermaid, she got her tail taken away. She can't walk properly because she doesn't know how to use legs. It's fucked up. But yeah, Alexa saves the day. Learns how to be like a more assertive person, a better princess. I don't know. It was good. I liked it. When I was first watching the Barbie movies, like my first few Barbie movies, I was like asking around my co-workers which ones they grew up with and which ones they thought were the best ones. And my co-worker Sophie was like, "You should watch Barbie and the Secret Door. That's my favorite. That's the best one." And I looked at her kind of sideways and I was like, Are you 5? Are you 5 years old? Why is Barbie and the Secret Door your favorite Barbie movie? But you know what? I've been converted. This movie fucks. This movie is really good. This movie is really good. I loved all the songs. All the songs were really good. Except You're Here. You're Here, that song kind of like brings the movie down for me a little bit. Because that song sucks a lot. I did not like it. Now, I've seen a lot of people complaining about like how bright the colors in this movie are, and I didn't mind that so much. I didn't find myself noticing it that much, but I do think they could have toned it down a little bit. Maybe they could have replaced all the bright colors with like pastels. I don't think that would have been that hard. The dolls for this movie are unfortunately very ugly, which is a shame because after I watched this I was like, damn, maybe I should get like one of these dolls. And I think Facebook was reading my mind because then like a marketplace listing came up for like every single Barbie and the Secret Door doll in box for like $400. And I was like, no, these are disgusting. These are ugly. I would get a doll of the villain though. The villain, she's like 3 years old. Her name's Malusha. She's like 3 years old and she's the biggest bitch ever and I love her. I love that she's just like unapologetically spoiled and annoying and bratty. And that's like her whole character. And she sings this incredible villain song. And I love it. I love this movie. This movie is really good. My neighbors are judging me. Sorry, I have my window open. So when people walk by and look in, I'm like, Oh no, don't look at my disgusting room. Don't look at the weird mental patient rambling to herself about Barbie movies. Yeah, so if I'm looking out there and like looking a bit nervous because there's people out there and they're walking past and I'm scared. So yeah, this movie's good. I like it. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. The villain song, I Want It All, I think it's called, and If I Had Magic, they're really good songs. I really like them. I don't know. I don't know why I put this movie so low when I love it so much. Maybe I think this movie fucks. I think it's just because this movie fucks, but the rest of the movies above this are like even better. Like, consider this where the point where Barbie movies get from like, oh okay, that's cute, that's nice, to like, this is a good movie. This is a good movie. Okay, so number 21 on my list, we have Barbie of Swan Lake. Before I start, I'd like to say I'm sorry for putting this so low. I just didn't gel with it as much as the rest of the movies above it. I just didn't really care that much. It might be something to do with my like bias against ballet that I mentioned earlier, but like, girl, this movie did not grip me, and I'm so sorry, and I feel so bad about it because it's one of the like classics. It is like what, the second movie they ever did, if you don't count Barbie and the Rockers. So Barbie plays Odette from the famous ballet Swan Lake. She gets turned into a swan by an evil wizard named Wenlock and falls in love with the kingdom's prince. That's pretty much all I really got from this movie. It's kind of all I took away from it. I really liked the design for the for Wenlock's daughter, Odile. I thought she looked really cool, but then she like unfortunately opened her mouth. Insert clip here. I loved the look of this movie. Obviously it had like that classic Barbie look. Everything's a bit jank, but it's really charming and really cute and really pastels and really beautiful in its own way, you know, in the way that only the classic Barbie movies can be. And that's why I put it above Barbie and the Secret Door. I also put it above Barbie and the Secret Door because I'm scared of audience reaction of if I put Barbie and the Secret Door above Barbie of Swan Lake. I'm sorry. I didn't grow up watching Swan Lake. This was my first time watching it, and I just wasn't gripped. And I'm sorry. It was just a bit boring. I did really like the little Kelly animal creatures and the unicorn. I thought they were cute, and there was like a romance between two of them. That was sweet. That was cute. Number 20, we have the first Barbie movie ever made, if you don't count Barbie and the Rockers. Barbie in the Nutcracker. Obviously, this movie follows Clara, who receives a nutcracker for Christmas and then gets like shrunk down to the size of a mouse and has to help the Nutcracker fight the Mouse King and find the Sugar Plum Princess. But then, surprise, Clara is the Sugar Plum Princess in a twist that I don't think is in the original Nutcracker story. Oh, and the Nutcracker is Prince Eric, the disgraced prince of the kingdom. And they have a really sweet little romance. I really liked it. I really, really liked them together. And it's a very aesthetically pleasing movie. I really liked the aesthetics of it, very similarly to Swan Lake. I love how this movie looks. But, yeah, once again, I do feel really bad putting this so low down on the list. And I don't want you to be mad, this is just my opinion. If this is your favorite Barbie movie ever, and you think it's, like, incredible and iconic and, like, really, really interesting, yeah, I agree with you. It is really, really interesting. It is really, really good. It's just not personally something I just didn't really care for it that much, and it was a touch boring. It was touch boring. I'm very sorry. And that's all I really have to say about it. I mean, beautiful movie, lovely movie, but it just didn't grip me, and I just don't really have a lot that I remember from it. Okay, so for number 19, we have Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus. Not Magic of the Pegasus, Magic of Pegasus. This movie follows a princess named Princess Annika, and she loves to ice skate, and she's not really allowed to. So she sneaks out, and then she gets... Oh my god! Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to redo the bit about Swan Lake because I got the wizard's name wrong. Okay, so the wizard in this movie is named Wenlock. I don't remember what the Swan Lake guy was called, or even if he was a wizard. So Annika gets ordered to marry a wizard named Wenlock, and she says no, because he's old and crusty. And then he turns everyone in her kingdom, including her parents, to stone. So she has to, I think he's about to turn her into stone as well, or turn her into a troll or something. And then she gets picked up by a Pegasus. Whoa! And picked up by a Pegasus and taken to a, like, cloud kingdom? It's cute, I like it. And she has to forge a wand of light to defeat Wenlock and get, like, her parents back to normal. Oh, by the way, the horse, the Pegasus, is her sister. Her sister who went missing, like, years ago. That's fucking awesome. If my sister was a Pegasus, I'd probably actually be nice to her. I actually watched this movie with my niece, who's around 4, and she was locked into this movie. She absolutely loved it. And I wasn't quite as enthused, but, like, it's still really cute. It's still a really good movie. Like, even when my nephews came home from school and we were watching the movie, they were enthused. They were, like, loving it. They were like, whoa, a horse! That's my reaction to everything. A horse! I really liked the dynamic between Annika and Aiden, who is her love interest for the movie. I thought they had really good banter. I thought they were really sweet together. And so I thought it was really funny that Wenlock turns all of his ex-wives into trolls. Was divorcing them not enough? You had to turn them into trolls? If I ever get married and then divorced, you know what I'll be up to. I got a lot of shit from my friends for putting Barbie Magic of Pegasus so low down on this list. And, like, you're right, this is a good movie. Please don't throw things at me. I was so scared. I'm so scared. I am so scared posting this video and, like, people judging me for my Barbie movie opinions. As if anyone asked or cares. I'm just recording myself sat in my room. No one give a fuck. No one truly give a fuck. So yeah, that's Barbie and the Magic of Pegasus. Good movie. Great movie. Very cute. I need those dolls. So next up, for number 18, we have Barbie, A Fairy Secret, and I actually have the Barbie doll for this movie. I thrifted her, like, a couple months ago. Let me go get her. Here she is! I don't have her wings or her shoes or her necklace, so if you have those things, DM me on Twitter. Let me just do a little transformation gimmick right here. Ready? Cute! She's very beautiful to me. So in this movie, Barbie is a movie star. She's doing great. This is kind of connected to Barbie, A Fashion Fairy Tale, which will be later on in the list. But, uh-oh. Ken gets kidnapped by a fairy, by, I think it's the Fairy Queen. The Fairy Queen, Graciela. She's in love with him. She's been given a love potion and forced to fall in love with Ken because her, like, royal advisor is in love with her boyfriend. And so Barbie's stylists, they're actually fairies. And so they take Barbie and Raquel to Los Angeles, where all the fairies live. Fucking 10 out of 10 name, by the way. That's so cool. I want to live in Los Angeles. And they have to get Ken back home and cure Graciela before she marries him. Because if you marry a fairy, you have to stay in fairyland forever. Or Los Angeles. You have to stay in Los Angeles forever. So, in my childhood, I only watched 3 Barbie movies. I had 2 on DVD. It's actually this DVD here, at Island Princess and Diamond Castle. And I watched 1 Barbie movie at a friend's house, and that was this movie, Barbie, A Fairy Secret. And I held so much nostalgia for this movie, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, that movie was so good. And then I watched it for this video, and I was like, it's alright, you know? It's not as good as I remember it being, you know? It's not as good as I remember it being, but it's still fantastic. My favorite character in the movie was Zane, who's like Graciella's boyfriend, who's like obsessed with her, and like he knows something's off with her. He knows she doesn't want to marry Ken. She's just doing it for the bit, and he's doing everything in his power to get her back. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really fierce that the her Barbie stylists, her fairy friends, are like purse and shoe fairies. So that means that they're like powered by how fabulous their purse and their shoes are. That is so fierce. Like, imagine that. That is so cool. But yeah, other than that, I mean, what can I say? It's Barbie: A Fairy Secret. It's pretty good. I liked it a lot. This was like the second movie I watched in my watch through of all these movies. I didn't watch them in order. I didn't watch them in order at all. I just kind of like went by what interested me the most and then went from there. So next up, number 17, is Barbie and the Diamond Castle. Now, you'll be surprised by this pick, seeing as it's kind of low down, and it's also one of the movies that I had on DVD when I was a kid. And trust, I'm just as confused. Like, this DVD set, I watched these two movies so many times as a kid that I got sick of watching them in English and started watching them in Dutch. I can't speak Dutch. I was just doing it for the love of the game. I would watch these several times a day for several years in a row. They were my favourite. If I opened up this DVD case, you'd see that these discs are scratched, they are smudged, they are wrecked, they don't play anymore. I just keep this around. I don't even know why, I just keep this around. For memories. Because it's important to me. So when I watched Diamond Castle and I wasn't quite as enthralled with it as I was Island Princess, I was kind of confused. I was kind of like, huh, that's weird. That's strange. And it is weird and it is strange. But this movie follows Liana and Alexa. They are lesbians. They live in a cottage. And they sell flowers for a living. And they are dirt poor. All they have to eat is jam sandwiches. I love a jam sandwich, but I would not eat a jam sandwich every day. Let alone several times a day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Jam sandwiches. So one day they give one of their jam sandwiches, which is like the last thing they have to eat, to a homeless woman, and this homeless woman gives them a mirror. And the mirror has a girl in it. And her name's Melody. And she says she needs to get back to the Diamond Castle. So they bring her back to the Diamond Castle and a crown princesses of music. Other stuff happens, but I'm trying to be concise here. I'm not trying to make like a 3-hour long video, although that would be good for watch time. Watch to the end of the video if you want me to be able to afford child support for the kids I don't have. I hadn't watched this movie in years before I watched it for this video. Like, I didn't remember much from it other than their, like, I remembered the love interests that they completely abandon and reject because they were annoying. And I remembered the dragon, Slider, because he was very scary to me as a kid. And I remembered... God, what did I remember? I just remembered they were gay. And I was like, oh, gay rights, this must be the best Barbie movie ever. And I've watched it again and I'm so sad that it's not. But I didn't like the songs very much, like at all. A lot of people like the songs in this movie and I'm just not all about them. They are not that great. I get kind of pissed off when I hear them actually. Boom. I thought the animation was beautiful. So they can look a little bit like dead-eyed sometimes, but the animation in this movie is gorgeous. It is so good. I just need to comment that like the dolls they made for this movie, beautiful, stunning, incredible. I can't believe they made dolls of all the 3 muses. Characters that literally show up for 5 seconds. That's really all I have to say about Diamond Castle, which is very disappointing to me. And my 5-year-old self, who loved this movie more than she loved her own dad. But yeah, Diamond Castle, number 17. Number 16, we have Barbie Thumbelina, or Barbie Presents Thumbelina. And as you can see, I have Thumbelina with me right now. She's so cute, are you shitting me? Look at her. I hope the camera's focusing right now, because she deserves to be focused on. So Thumbelina is a Twillabee, they're like a species of tiny people. They don't like actually have wings. The wings are just like a contraption that Thumbelina made because she's clever like that. So basically they live in like flower fields. They live in like flower fields, and so the little patch of flowers that Thumbelina and all her friends live in gets ripped out the ground and given to like a really spoiled rich girl as like a gift from her parents. And so Thumbelina has to like convince this spoiled girl to convince her parents not to rip up the entire forest, because guess what? Twillabee babies are about to be born there. Mass extinction event for Twillabee babies about to happen. Crazy. I don't have like a ton to say about this movie. It is a bit forgettable, but I did have a lot of fun with it. I did think it was really cute. And as I said, gorgeous dolls. By the way, they mentioned in the movie that the Twillabees are like just about the size of an adult's hand, like adult person's hand. And look at this. Movie accurate scaling. But yeah, I don't have a ton to say about this movie. It's just really cute and it's really good and I really liked it. And that's that, I guess. So we're heading into our top 15, which is like where movies go from good to great. Like we've gone from okay to good, we've gone from bad to okay, we've gone from okay to good. Now we go from good to great. I'm so excited. So, number 15, we have Barbie and a Mermaid Tale 2. Now, this is obviously a sequel to Barbie and a Mermaid Tale 1, in case you needed me to tell you that. This obviously follows Alina again. She's like kind of balancing her life between being a mermaid princess and being like a world famous surfer. She's having a great time. She's kind of locked in a rivalry with this Australian girl named Kylie, because like I find this like such a common phenomenon in like children's television and film, that like if there's an Australian character they're probably going to be called Kylie. I guess it's a Kylie Minogue reference, but like do we not have anyone more good you could reference? Yeah, this is me coming out as a Kylie Minogue hater. I'm sorry, Kylie. I mean, I'm a little bit sorry. So, Eris, the villain from the first movie, escapes from basically jail and sabotages a like ancient mermaid ritual that like allows the royal family to create beryllium, which if you don't know is like the energy source for like the ocean. It's like magic that keeps the ocean alive. That's their explanation for coral bleaching in the Barbie universe, is that the magic that's keeping the ocean alive is running out. And that's so silly to me. I heard that this was kind of like an enemies to lovers story with Kylie and Malia. And I was like, ugh, I don't really like enemies to lovers. I don't really like enemies to lovers. But it grew on me. It really did. They did it really well in this movie. I had a great time. They did try to have their own like Queen of the Waves moment. You know how good that song was, with like a different song for this movie, and it just didn't work. Like, you can't beat Queen of the Waves. I think I gave Mermaid Tale 1 like 4 stars, 4 out of 5, just because Queen of the Waves was that good. I did find that the Malia's mom, the queen, was kind of like being a bit unreasonable about Malia's like surfing and royal duties, because like, girl, surfing is so much more important than whatever you've got going on in the Atlantic. I do not care. Let her surf. But yeah, really good movie. Really good movie. I keep saying that because all these movies are really good. Like I said before, like all Barbie movies are good. All Barbie movies are good. If you told me that anything on this list was your favorite, I'd be like, yeah, of course it is. That makes sense. Go off. But next up, number 14 is Barbie: A Christmas Carol. So this is basically like a gender-swapped version of A Christmas Carol. Everyone knows A Christmas Carol, you know? You get this rude, entitled, rich, mean, old bitch, and you make them get visited by 3 spirits, and then that's Christmas Carol, and they learn their lesson, and everything's great. This is like, I would argue this movie is better than just like the Christmas Carol story on its own, because this is basically like a gender-swapped version of A Christmas Carol. So it's like all women. I can't imagine how you could make A Christmas Carol better any other way. Also, I have a bone to pick with Mattel. Because they were gonna make a, God, what is her name? They were gonna make a doll of, like, Barbie's lesbian lover in this movie. And they ended up scrapping it. And that makes me so fucking mad. Because now, what am I gonna do if I get my Eden Starling doll? What am I gonna do? Display her with what, exactly? Who's she gonna kiss? It's not fair. It's really not fair. So yeah, this movie is good, but it's mostly good just because it's like lesbian Christmas Carol. And that's all I really have to say about it. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm not saying nearly enough about these movies, and I should be. So, number 13, Barbie: A Fashion Fairy Tale. This movie is so good! So basically, it is like, it's kind of like set before Barbie: A Fairy Secret, or like in the same universe. I can't tell if it's like before or after. But like, Barbie's not having a good time. She gets fired off her movie, which is Barbie as the Princess and the Pea, and for completely like stupid reasons. For making really unneeded choices, unneeded changes to the movie, to the plot. And Barbie was like, hey, what if we didn't add zombies to Princess and the Pea? He's like, great pitch, love your energy. You're fired. She's like all down in the dumps about the movie already. And then she gets a phone call from Ken and she's like, oh my god, Ken, I'm so happy to talk to you. I need your help right now. I'm like feeling really sad. I'm feeling really sad. And he's like, it's over. I'm dumping you. Don't call me. Don't text me. Fuck you. And she's like, what the fuck? And so she travels down to Paris to visit her Aunt Millicent. We love Aunt Millicent. Aunt Millicent is so cool. To help with her struggling fashion design business. So before, she's helping her with her horse academy, and now she's helping her with fashion design. Is there any business this woman doesn't run? She's like the Miss Rabbit of Barbie. They also find these little like pixies who are good at fashion, called the Flairies. And let me tell you, I'm obsessed with them, and I'm so mad that their dolls are so sought after because it means I will never get one. I will never get the Flairies, and it makes me so fucking mad. If you have the Flairies and are willing to sell them to me, DM me on Twitter. Running theme in this video. DM me on Twitter. I love this movie. I loved the gay ass dog, the gay ass fashion designer dog. He was so cool. I loved like Barbie's like bookish friend who just wants to be a fashion designer but she doesn't really have the confidence. That was so cool. I loved Ken in this movie. Ken is like, this is like the best Ken has ever been. This is the greatest Ken in any Barbie movie. He is so fucking down bad and he's like desperate to get her back. Because guess what? He didn't actually call her breaking up with her. It was Raquel. It was Raquel. She tricked her. She tricked Barbie. He is so desperate for that woman and it is so cute. It is so good to see. I miss when Barbie movies were all like glam and princesses and like sparkle and pink and magic and fairies and following your dreams. The Barbie movies we get now is probably good for like the current generation of kids. But would you consider the fully grown adult women in the audience, Mattel? Would you please consider me? So yeah, that's Barbie: A Fashion Fairy Tale at number 13. Next up, number 12 is Barbie Mariposa. I actually have 3 Barbie Mariposa dolls over here. I have one in her original outfit. I'm gonna have to redo her hair. She looks a bit of a mess. I also have 2 restyled. This one is my pride and joy, my princess. I love her very much. She's everything to me. She's everything to me. I don't have her wings though. I don't have any wings for my Mariposa doll, so if you have some, DM me on Twitter. I also have these little minifigures. I have this Mariposa, and then I have like her flop boyfriend. He got his wings snapped off. The minifigures are like things I've had since childhood. I don't know how I've had little Mariposa figures. I guess they were like thrifted. A lot of my toys as a kid were thrifted. When did this movie come out? 2008, so I would have been 2. Here's my DVD. Barbie plays a butterfly fairy named Mariposa, and the queen gets poisoned. I don't remember. Let me check. Let me Google the wiki. So, Barbie plays a butterfly fairy named Mariposa who loves to read, but one day the queen of the butterfly fairies gets poisoned. By the way, side note, butterfly fairy queen, gorgeous. I need that doll. And so she's basically the only person who can help because she reads so much. She's so clever and she's so resourceful and she can read. And she brings these really fucking annoying fairies along with her. Raina and Rayla, they're twins, and they're really entitled and rude and spoiled, but somehow that, like, helps them along their way somehow. I really didn't like them, but I did like this movie a lot. I thought Mariposa was a really, really strong character. I thought that despite me calling him a flop like a minute ago, I did like her boyfriend. I thought they were very sweet with each other. And I just think Mariposa is the most gorgeous Barbie character possibly ever. Like, I think this doll proves how good Barbie can look with brown eyes. I wish Barbie with brown eyes was, like, more common. I only know of, like, maybe 1 or 2 different Barbie dolls that have brown eyes. This is a weird tangent, but I love Mariposa, and I love this movie, and I love the dolls, and please sell me the wings. Subscribe so I can add more Mariposas to my army. Next up we have Barbie and the Three Musketeers. Here I have Corinne. This is a doll I've had since I was a kid. I never watched this movie as a kid. I didn't watch this movie until I was preparing to make this video, and I literally only I only asked my mom to buy this doll because I saw, like, the commercials on TV all the time, constantly, every day. I loved that she had, like, a tiara that turned into a mask. That was, like, her gimmick. And obviously I have the budget version, so she doesn't have, like, a little skirt cape, but I still love her so much. She is so cute. I'm so glad that I begged my mother for this doll. I'm just gonna, like, show her off for a second, like, got tiara mode, and then, wow. Blew my 8-year-old mind. Anyway, Barbie plays Corinne. I believe her dad was a musketeer, so she wants to be a musketeer as well. She's like a farmhand in France, I think? Or she travels to France? She's a farmhand in France. She goes to Paris. She asks the head musketeer, like, hey, you used to be mates with my dad. Can you train me to be a musketeer? And he's like, no, you're a girl. Why would a girl ever be a musketeer? And so, basically, this is Corinne, Barbie, battling against misogyny. I wrote in my letterboxd that Greta Gerwig must have had this movie on the mood board. But basically, she does, because Barbie and Three Musketeers, she does meet 3 other women who are training to be musketeers, and I think they are just so cool. This movie is so fucking cool! And have you seen the, like, merch they made? They have, like, a little carriage for the dolls, and it turns into a hot air balloon. One thing I will say is I don't like that the Ken was a misogynist. I don't like that, her love interest in this movie was, like, he's like a prince. Yeah, he's the prince. And he's like, yeah, but I'm really into hot air balloons. And she's like, oh, well, I actually want to be like a musketeer. That's my dream. And he's like, ew, what? So, he learns his lesson by the end. And he seems sweet enough. But, like, come on, dude. Is it really that outlandish? But anyway, Barbie and the Three Musketeers, this movie was so, so, so cute. And I love the little cat. I love the cat. The cat was training to be a musketeer. I love this movie so much. It's not even fucking funny. Oh shit, I forgot I have the DVD, but it's not like the DVD. I have it in like a 4-pack. But anyway, number 11. So we're getting into the top 10 now. We are going from good to great to excellent. These movies are like the peak Barbie movies. For all of these movies, I've been like, oh, if you told me you loved this movie, I'd say that made sense. For these, if you told me that you didn't like these movies, I'd make you walk the plank. That's not fair. You can't dislike the movies in the top 10 of this list. I will have you hung at the gallows. I will have you hung, drawn, and quartered. For number 10, we have Barbie and a Mermaid's Tale. This is another movie I watched with my niece, but for this one, she got really, really scared of Eris, the evil mermaid. And so we had to turn it off and switch to watching Octonauts. So I had to rewatch it in my own time. I loved this movie. I loved this movie. First of all, Queen of the Waves. I feel like I could just say Queen of the Waves and then give no other reason for this movie being so high. And people would get it. People would be fine with that. As you should be. Because this movie, like, that song is so good. The animation in this movie, gorgeous, incredible, immaculate, stunning. I loved the designs of all the mermaids. So much. So much. Especially like who's the blonde one? It's like a blonde one with a blue tail. And she is the most stunning creature I've ever seen in my life. Basically, Malia is a surfer. She's like the world's best surfer. She's incredible. But one day she finds out that her hair is turning pink. She goes in the water, her hair turns pink. And she gets dragged underwater by a talking dolphin. And the dolphin's like, don't worry, you can breathe underwater. You're a mermaid. And she's like, huh? Basically, she finds out that she is a mermaid princess and that the entire underwater kingdom is being run by like a corrupt, evil ruler who, like, the townspeople, like the people within the kingdom don't even know she's evil. But like, she's evil! And she is holding Malia's mother hostage in jail. She needed to gather like a series of objects to defeat Eris. Then she just figures out that she can just do that. At first, she's really, really hesitant to be a mermaid and to be a princess. She's like, I want to go home. I want to go back and surf. Can you please just let me go home? I thought it was really well developed, her going from like, I don't want nothing to do with all this mermaid stuff, get me back on land, to her being like, I'm the princess. I'm going to take responsibility as the princess and like help my people. I thought that was really well done, and I love this movie. I'm hoping I can like rewatch it with my niece when she's a bit older and she's not as scared, but I'm worried I might have like traumatized her forever. I'm really worried that she might never recover. Barbie and a Mermaid's Tale. Fantastic movie. Number 9, we have Barbie as Rapunzel. I don't have the DVD for this one, I have the VHS. I think I had the VHS as a kid, and it's been like lost somewhere, so I found this at an art shop and I was like, yeah, I gotta get my VHS back. I would really love to have VHSs of all the Barbie movies that came out on VHS, but some of them are really hard to find. Like, I think Fairytopia Magic of the Rainbow was the last widely released Barbie movie on VHS, and even then, like, it's really hard to find. And then, like, the last one overall was Barbie Diaries, and that one was only released in Russia and Korea. If you have a Russian or Korean Barbie Diaries VHS, DM me on Twitter, at SketchesSour. If you have a VHS of any of these Barbie movies, shoot me a DM on Twitter. So anyway, I was really not expecting to like this movie, because I wasn't crazy about the first 2 Barbie movies, and this is the third. I was like, oh, they must just get really good at Princess and the Pauper, and then the first 3 are just kind of like duds. But no. I started out watching this movie, like, on my couch doing my uni homework, and then I finished this movie, laptop shut, like, all other distractions gone, like, gazing at the TV in pure awe because this movie was so good. It obviously follows Rapunzel. She's trapped in her tower, she can't go nowhere, she loves to paint. Mother Gothel is like keeping her there hostage. She doesn't know why, she doesn't know how, she just is. But obviously she has gorgeous, gorgeous long hair. And in this adaptation she has a dragon friend and I believe a rabbit friend. I liked the dragon friend a lot more. I loved Penelope. I love Penelope. She finds a magic paintbrush, and whatever she paints with it, she can be transported to. So she starts escaping the tower and having secret meetings with the prince. She, like, sees the prince a few times, and he's like, whoa, you're gorgeous. You're so nice, you're so pretty. Come to my ball. And so Mother Gothel's like, you're not going to that ball, bitch? traps her in the tower with a magic spell, but then turns out because the spell was only cast for people who have lying hearts, Rapunzel doesn't count, and she just walks out of there. She just walks out of there. And so the prince and her get married. It's lovely, it's gorgeous. This movie is stunning. This movie is everything. This movie, in terms of Rapunzel adaptations, I would put it on the same tier as Tangled, but I haven't seen Tangled in years. I would have to rewatch Tangled to get back to you on that, so smash like for my Barbie as Rapunzel versus Tangled video. If I get 1,000 likes, I'll do it. So yeah, I was just enthralled. I was gagged. I was so into it. And I couldn't even tell you why. I just think it was really, really wonderful. You can tell where I've stopped taking notes and I've just started like taking things out of my brain. I thought the romance between the prince and Rapunzel was really well developed and really, really cute, really, really nice. I loved it. I had no idea Angelica Houston was in this movie, so when I found out, I was like, no, surely not. It's like how I found out that, what was he in? I think Tim Curry was in Nutcracker. Tim Curry in Nutcracker. Can you believe? Have you seen that interview where Tim Curry talks about Barbie like she's a real person? Anyway, Rapunzel. Wonderful movie. I love this movie. I don't even have anything like to say about how much I love this movie. I just need you to go watch it and you'll get it. And if you already get it, good. Number 8 is Barbie Diaries. Now, I have been told by so many different people that this movie is bad, that this movie is a Mean Girls ripoff, that this movie has horrible animation, that this movie is just cringe. And they're all wrong. This movie fucks. This movie is so good. I used to have a boyfriend who hated this movie. There's a reason he's a used-to-be boyfriend. And not a currently has boyfriend. Imagine I broke up with someone because of their opinions on Barbie Diaries. I fully would. I don't think the animation for this movie is bad. I just think it's a different style than the rest of the movie, so it's a bit jarring to look at sometimes. And I think it is really, really gorgeous and really, really fun to look at. And I think that this movie is funny. So funny. I think this movie has the best songs. No, the second best songs out of any Barbie movie. I would kill someone to get a CD soundtrack of Barbie Diaries. By the way, the soundtrack for Barbie Diaries was Kesha's first performance as a recording artist. That's so fierce. By the way, Brie Larson did a song for the soundtrack of Magic of Pegasus. Brie Larson for Magic of Pegasus. Kesha for Barbie Diaries. That's insane. But anyway, the songs were incredible. This movie's funny. This movie's great. This movie's camp. This movie's... I love this movie. This movie fucks. It goes so hard. And anyone who says that this movie is bad, hell. Just straight to hell. Straight to hell. The gallows. The gallows. But basically, a lot of people see it as like a Mean Girls ripoff. It did come out at around the same time, and it is like a similar like high school drama plot. I don't think it was a Mean Girls ripoff at all. I think it really did do its own thing. I really think it did its own thing, and I love it. I love it. I think it is just so good. So good. Mattel, please put the Barbie Diaries songs on Spotify. Smash a like if you agree. Oh, by the way, the dolls for this movie, they're incredible, they're perfect, they're immaculate, and I don't have one. I don't have any of them, because they're also insanely expensive. The only piece of Barbie Diaries merch I own is a singular shoe off the Barbie doll. This is all I got. This is all I got. Just a singular shoe. I don't even have the DVD. I don't have the CD soundtrack. I don't have the PC game. I don't have any of the dolls. I don't even have the diary from the Barbie Diaries. Just this singular shoe from Barbie. I bought it at the flea market. I looked insane buying a singular shoe from a flea market store. But I was digging through like all their toys and stuff and I couldn't find the doll. I just found the shoe. Anyway, anyone who says this movie is bad, their soul is impure, they're going to hell, and I'm hanging them at the gallows this evening. It is like purely a testament to how good the other Barbie movies are that this movie isn't higher up. This movie is incredible. I love it to death. but it's like the rest of them are somehow even better. Speaking of, next up for places 7, 6, and 5, we have Barbie Fairytopia, Barbie Fairytopia Mermaidia, and Barbie Fairytopia Magic of the Rainbow. The reason I'm grouping them together like this is because they're all part of the same franchise, and I feel like they're all very consistent quality-wise. They all just feel like one big movie to me. These don't feel like 3 Barbie movies, they feel like one super long Barbie movie that's all like very consistent. And I love them all very much. I'll go get my Alina real quick. Here is my Magic of the Rainbow Alina doll. I thrifted her a few weeks ago. I was so happy to find her. You have no idea, guys. I thought I'd never have this doll. I don't have her wings. You'll see this is a common thing with Barbie movie dolls, is that they frequently have like crowns and necklaces and rings and shoes and wings and tails and stuff that goes missing. DM me on Twitter if you'd sell me her wings, or if you can like make me wings for her. How fucking cool is she? How cool is she? She has a big stain on her cheek, but she's still like very special to me. She sits by my bed every night. Whenever I go to sleep, last thing I see, it's Alina from Fairytopia Magic of the Rainbow. Fairytopia 1, Alina is a fairy without wings. She's constantly like picked on for not having wings, because like she's a fairy. They need to get around somehow. So she just walks everywhere. A virus is spread around her kingdom that makes all the fairies sick and unable to use their wings. And because Alina doesn't have wings, she's used to walking. She's basically the only fairy who can fix things for everyone. And she's so fucking cool. She's so cool and resourceful and clever, and oh, I love her so much. And when she got her wings, she saves the day and she gets rewarded with her very own pair of wings. And when she gets those wings, I cried. I cried like a baby. I loved these movies so much. Mermaidia, even better. Mermaidia is even better than the original Fairytopia. Because, like, she's a cool-ass sparkly pink mermaid. That's incredible. And, of course, you have, like, enemies to lovers with Nori. I know I don't like enemies to lovers, and a lot of my top movies are including enemies to lovers plots, but I don't know, I think they're very cute together. And I also really like Prince Nalu. I think he's really sweet. I think he's really sweet and really helpful. And then Magic of the Rainbow, I loved even more because I love like summer camp settings, and they're kind of like away at a fairy camp, training to be guardians and training to bring spring upon the land. And I just thought it was the coolest shit ever. And it is the coolest shit ever. These movies are incredible. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous animation. I love my dolls more than anything, you guys. I'll give a collection haul one day. You know what? One day I will make a video ranking all the Barbie movie dolls. If I get 2,000 likes on this video, I'll rank every single Barbie movie doll. Either way, all of these movies have like a bit. They'll have like a thing at the end where Alina kind of debuts a brand new look. Like, first movie, Alina gets wings. Brand new look. She's got wings now. Second movie, she turns into a mermaid, a really, really pretty mermaid, and then when she turns back into a fairy, she gets even cooler wings, even cooler, bigger wings. And she's like pink all over and she's so cool. And then Magic of the Rainbow, she gets giant ass rainbow wings, beautiful, beautiful rainbow top, pink skirt. She is everything. And I love that. That's always the bit that gets me at the end. I love these movies. I love them. But as I said, I don't see these as like 3 movies that are in 7th, 6th, and 5th place. I see them as all one long movie that is in 5th place. These 3 movies are the 5th best Barbie movie. So yeah, technically number 5, but also 5, 6, 7. Barbie Fairytopia, Barbie Fairytopia Mermaidia, and Barbie Fairytopia Magic of the Rainbow. So, the 4th best Barbie movie is Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses. I have Princess Genevieve's cat Twyla right here. I bought her at the flea market. Some kid was selling off all of his old toys for $1 each, and I was like, I'll be having that. She's so cute. But 12 Dancing Princesses is, of course, about Princess Genevieve and her 11 sisters. Now, they love to dance. And so did their late mother. She's dead now. But their father, the king, it's kind of raised to his attention that these girls aren't really acting very princessy. They're kind of running around all over the place, getting dirty, playing in the mud, dancing around, being all hyperactive. Some of the princesses collect bugs, which I think is really cool. Like the triplets collect bugs. That's the coolest shit ever to me. And so he brings in, I think it's their aunt or their mother-in-law or their something. Or his mother-in-law or his mum or his aunt or his sister-in-law. This woman's a bitch. This woman's a huge bitch. She doesn't let them dance. She doesn't let them do anything that they want to do. She doesn't even let them have like individuality or hobbies or like nice looking clothes. She makes them all dress in the same colour so they're not like, they don't even like look like different people anymore. She doesn't even remember their names. She'll be like, oh, Fallon, and she'll be like, no, I'm Hadley. This woman's awful. And then they realise that there are tiles on the floor of their bedroom. If you dance on them a certain way, you get transported to a magical realm where all your wishes come true. And it's like the coolest shit ever. I saw this woman on Instagram Reels who like made her own version of the tiles on their floor, and they like light up when you dance on them in the right order. And I was like, I was gagged. And you know what? Oh my god, I forgot something. I forgot to show you something. This is my Princess Genevieve doll. I thrifted her. Surprise, surprise. I went on holiday to a different state and I found her at a local op shop. She doesn't have her shoes, she don't have her tiara or her necklace, but she still... Ooh. Crack on, love. Come on, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Yes! She works, and sometimes she works really well. Most of the time she can't really manage it because she's old. There we go! Look at that! That's fucking awesome! Once you get her going, she works real well. And she is absolutely one of the pride and joys of my collection. She is so gorgeous. And I currently have another 12 Dancing Princesses doll on the way. Because I actually cannot believe that for this movie they made all of the 12 Dancing Princesses into dolls. Could you imagine Mattel doing something like that today? No, you couldn't. Oh, and they also made like Genevieve's love interest, and he came with 12 pairs of shoes for each of the princesses. And they made an extendable carriage for all of them to ride in, so you could like have a few of them in there and then you pull it out and you can fit all of them in. I feel like I'm just going over the same points I make for every movie, but like beautiful animation, incredible like music, incredible characters, incredible story. Everything about this movie is perfect and immaculate and amazing, and I can't even fathom how good this movie is. I can't even fathom how incredible the dolls are. I'm factoring in the dolls as a part of all of these movie rankings. If you have good dolls, I'm gonna rank you higher. That's the rule. It might be slightly unfair, but I could never, ever imagine anyone hating this movie. And obviously I loved the romance between Genevieve and the cobbler. I can't remember his name, but they are so lovely together. They're so cute and so lovely. I love this movie. But anyway, it's only number 4 on my list, and I feel like that could be sacrilege to some people, but this is not me like ragging on 12 Dancing Princesses at all. It is simply the other 3 movies being that good and meaning that much to me. I wish I had 12 Dancing Princesses as a kid. I wish I watched it. I might have to show this to my niece. She would love it. But yes, number 4, 12 Dancing Princesses. For number 3, we have Barbie Princess Charm School. So, hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Please. I'm so sorry I put this above 12 Dancing Princesses, but this movie is so funny. This movie is so funny. So this movie is about a woman named Blair. She works in a cafe. She's supporting her adoptive mother and sister through kind of like poverty. I think her adopted mother is very sick. She gets picked in a raffle to attend a school for princesses and lady royals, which are kind of like advisors to princesses, and she's like stoked. well, no, she's not really stoked. She just kind of goes along with it because she's like, I need to find a way to better support my family. Being a lady royal seems like it would pay well. So she kind of like fumbles her way through it. She's not really accepted by most of the people there. Like the teachers, the students, basically everyone around her is like her number one op. Everyone hates her. Everyone thinks that she's like this massive clumsy mess who couldn't even like curtsy without knocking someone over. She eventually manages to pull through and graduate and kind of like uncover a plot by the headmistress to like have her daughter be the ruler of, what is even this kingdom called? I feel like it's something sort of like Gardania. We'll go with that. So it turns out that Blair is actually a long lost princess and her parents, her biological parents, are dead. So she has to kind of like take the crown back from the headmistress and her daughter. And it is such a good movie. Such a good movie. I love the art direction of this movie. I love the characters, especially Portia. I do not play about Portia. I wish she got a doll. One day I'm gonna make a Portia doll. That's another thing. The dolls for this movie, I've seen a lot of shit talked about them. They are among my favorite Barbie movie dolls. I think they're all so gorgeous. I would do anything. The fact that I don't own any, what am I even doing? What are my priorities here? But basically, yes, this movie is funny. This movie has a lot of heart to it. This movie is so well animated, so pretty. This movie, I love it so much. I'm not gonna say I love it more than anything because there are 2 movies above it. Something I find that I really liked about this movie was the fact that like Blair was just like for some reason I really like it when like characters in movies have like just like normal jobs. I like watching like characters in movies work normal jobs. I really liked in Pearl Princess when Lumina was working as a hairstylist. And I really like in this movie how Blair was working in a cafe. I used to work in a cafe. 20,000 likes and I'll talk about it because like shit, it was rough. But I feel like I can kind of romanticize it through Blair. I also found that this movie had a lot of plot similarities to Kung Fu Panda. 2,500 likes. I'll make a video on the plot similarities to Princess Charm School and Kung Fu Panda. Smash like. But yeah, I love this movie. I really do. There's not much more I can say about it. So, disclaimer for my top 2 movies is that I do not think that number 2 is worse than number 1. These movies are essentially interchangeable to me, and one is only above the other because of my own nostalgic hold on it. That's the only reason. So I think number 2 is a better movie than number 1, but number 1 got more of an emotional reaction out of me because of my own personal connection to it, so I put it above number 2. Number 2 on my list is Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper. My copy's still sealed. I feel like all these movies are like good for Barbie movies or good for kids movies. Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper is good as a whole, as a movie on its own, completely separated from Barbie, completely separated from children's media. Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper is just a fantastic movie. It is a 5 out of 5 stars. There is nothing about this movie that I would change. It is perfect. It is well-rounded. It is incredible. If you don't know the plot, which I'm sure you do, there is a princess named Annalise, a seamstress named Erica. They look exactly alike, except they have different colored hair. So they swap places, so Erica gets to experience kind of like being rich, being affluent, being waited on hand and foot, just kind of getting to relax and enjoy her life for a little bit, instead of like being an indentured servant, which is literally the words they use for it. She's an indentured servant. She is not doing well. And Annalise just kind of wants to imagine life outside the castle, which, understandable, but like, not quite as bad as being an indentured servant with tons of like accumulated debt. But hey, it's not my movie. Preminger wants to marry Princess Annalise so that he can kind of just have whatever he wants and be like super rich, super influential, super... I don't even know, he just wants a ton of stuff. And he sings this incredible song. By the way, the songs in this movie are fantastic. When I started singing A Girl Like You, despite me never having watched this movie before, I knew all the words. It's like They activated a sleeper agent chip in my brain for me to know all the words of this one song. Every single word, every single note. I sang that shit flawlessly. You could not top this. It doesn't just have like good songs for a kids movie, it has good songs for a musical. This is a running theme. This movie should not be confined to being like seen as a Barbie movie, a kids movie, a whatever, a girls movie. This movie is for everyone. This movie is flawless. This movie is exceptional. This movie should have won an Oscar. Where are this movie's Oscars? Oh shit, I forgot Oscars are only for like films that got theatrical runs. Bit unfair. I feel like they did that, they made that rule just so they could exclude Princess and the Pauper because they knew it would sweep. What was I going on about? Preminger. He sings this incredible song. I'm going on too many tangents because this movie has so much to talk about. And it has so much you can't like mention the movie without saying. Preminger wants to marry the princess. He attempts to kidnap her. He gets defeated. So Erica and Annalise, they end up marrying two men they really love. Erica ends up with the prince that Annalise was going to be forced to marry. Annalise gets to be with her best friend, who is like the sweetest guy. He is so nice. And of course, they have the cats, Wolfie and Serafina. I would die for them. I would die for them. This movie changed me. This movie fixed me. By the way, the dolls for this movie, I'm not even just talking about the main singing dolls. The singing dolls are gorgeous, but obviously the other dolls, like the ones they made of Erica and Annalise as ballerinas, the ones they made of Erica and Annalise getting married, the ones they made of Erica and Annalise having a tea party. They made so many dolls for this one movie, and somehow I have none of them. And that makes me so sad. I did almost buy the ballerina Princess Annalise at my local flea market, but I missed out on it because I didn't recognize her at first. And then when I did recognize her and come back for her, somebody had already bought her. I regret that every day of my life, that I missed out on a doll I want that bad just due to my own stupidity. It's not fair. It's truly not fair. But you know what? I have this very strong belief that if a doll is meant to be in my collection, it'll find its way to me one way or another. So I have full faith that I'll find what I'm looking for. Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper is the best Barbie movie. It is the best one. If you ask me what the best one was, I'd say Princess and the Pauper. But if you ask me what my favorite was, I'd say Island Princess. Number one is Island Princess. And I know this is kind of sacrilege. This is kind of sacrilege to put Princess and the Pauper below any movie, but Island Princess is very, very special to me. Like I told you before, I watched this so many times as a kid. This DVD is like trashed. I don't know if you can see, but there's like grime and dirt all over the cover. It's disgusting. I don't even like touching it right now. But that's how much I loved this movie. I love this movie to absolute death. I love this movie to this day. This was the first movie I watched for this video that kicked off the project, that kicked off me watching the rest of them. And when it got to that ending, when Princess Ro was singing alongside her mum, who she's only just met for the first time in years, I was sobbing. I was sobbing like a baby. I was sobbing like a baby, and I was clutching onto my doll. I was clutching onto my Princess Ro doll that I've had since I was literally like 4 or 5 years old. I was clutching onto her for dear life. She doesn't have her shoes or her tiara. DM me on Twitter if you have them. I was clutching onto her for dear life, desperately, just like sobbing my eyes out. It is so, so beautiful. And yeah, Tika the elephant, she's a weird little toxic bitch. She is so weird. But I wouldn't have this movie any other way than the way it already is, you know? And I love that gay-ass raccoon. No, it's not a raccoon. I love that gay-ass red panda. I love that gay-ass peacock. They are in love. I love the romantic subplot in this movie. I love all the little like Kellys who just love Rose so much and love her animals. I love the songs. I do not think in any way this movie is better than Princess and the Pauper in any way. Not even in the songs. Like, the songs for this movie are fantastic. I could not lie to you. I could not sit here and lie to you and say that Princess and the Pauper's songs aren't beautiful, incredible, show-stopping, immaculate. I also, hold on. I also have, I bought this from the flea market. This is Tallulah the monkey, who's like a side character in Island Princess. She's terrifying. Look at her. Barbie Island Princess is my favorite Barbie movie. I watched it to death. I don't think it's the best movie, but it's my favorite. That's all that really matters, I guess. It's my opinion, it's my video. You want to share your opinions? Make your own. Leave a comment below if you disagree with any of my takes, or if you agree with any of my takes, or if you are ambivalent towards any of my takes, or if you think I'm weird. I really appreciate you watching this video. I had a lot of fun making it. I had a lot of fun getting dressed up. I had a lot of fun talking about movies that no one else ever wants to talk about. My camera ran out of space right as I was finishing up the video. So, yeah, tell me your opinions. Tell me if you don't have opinions. Tell me if you liked the video. Tell me anything I could improve, because this is my first video. And I'm really excited to start editing this. I'm really excited to I'm really excited to get this out there and see how it goes. I'm probably, I don't know. I had a lot of fun. So thank you for watching. Spark along, guys. Goodbye.